What's up, Facebook? I know last night I talked a little bit about what happened as a result of what these trolls have done to me. But I want to dive deeper into something that was very important to me that I lost out on in my life because of what they've done. You see, about 4 to 5 years ago, I got my very first racing rig. And I started practicing on games like Forza Horizon 1 and Forza Horizon 4. Needless to say, I had a natural knack for it. And so the more I practiced, the better I got. And I eventually got so good that I ended up taking my skills over to Twitch. Over there, I started making money. Racing, competing, doing every style of racing that you can think of. Everything from drift events, drag racing, all the way down to rally and NASCAR events. And I was doing good too. I competed in a few major events for amateurs and was doing good. I was slowly proving myself, but it would be on the rally stages of Dirt Rally 2.0 and the rally competitions held through Forza Horizon 4. Then where I would find my grounds for what style I'm best with. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love drifting. I love it. It's one of my favorite styles of racing ever. But for me, rally is where I am best. Needless to say, I started to do really good. I began competing and training, uploading, my training videos of me practicing on, different stages, constantly practicing on different styles of rally racing, whether it was through mountainous areas, whether it was on flat ground. No matter what style of rally racing I was doing, no matter what kind of stage I was doing it. I was training. I was practicing. I had gotten so serious with it that I eventually ended up getting my very first wheel rig sent to me by some old friends of mine, which was my Logitech G920 that unfortunately I no longer have pedals for because the pedals gave out. Needless to say, the trolls didn't like me making money with my competitive skills. They did not like it at all. So what did they do? They devised a plan to get me banned from Twitch. They told Twitch that I was doing stuff outside of their platform that I was not doing. And at the time, I was making $150 a day. I was quickly becoming one of the top Twitch streamers on the platform. I was minding my own business. I had some really great sponsors that I was happy to have. Even though they were small-time energy drink sponsors, hey, I was happy to have them. I was very happy to have them. I was making money. I was living my life. I was helping my family pay bills. And I was doing all that right from my Xbox. Needless to say, first check that I got from Twitch, payout wise, I bought my first PC. And I ran with that for a long time. And I streamed from my Xbox to Twitch. And, I had a normal stream setup. I would have the screen over on the side as I was doing my job. And I ran with that for about 3.5 years. Up until a couple of years ago, when one of my really good friends, who was gracious enough to not only send me a full-blown replica of Tanjiro's sword from Demon Slayer, which is one of my favorite animes of all time, but he also was gracious enough to actually go out and have a custom, traditionally made Japanese Oni mask made for me. And I do mean traditional in the original old school ways, which is a very, very rare thing to have happen. So for him to do that for me was absolutely incredible. Well, he was also gracious enough to bless me with a brand new Logitech, not Logitech, but a brand new Skytech gaming PC. Needless to say, I ran with that thing hard. And from there, my career took off to even bigger heights. I started doing really well. I was on YouTube, I was training, I was practicing. And when I wasn't training, doing rally stages or doing drift events, I was competing in Fortnite constantly. I was competing in Call of Duty matches. I was doing what I loved. I was living my dream. But needless to say, when Twitch banned me, I lost everything. I didn't just lose my career as a streamer. I lost my career as a pro sim driver. I lost my career entirely. Everything that I had worked and built up to, gone in a matter of minutes. I lost everything because of these people. As of right now, I have no Xbox. I have no PC. I have nothing. Because every time anybody tries to help me to regain my power and to help me get my career back and to get me behind the wheel where I love being, where I absolutely love to be, the trolls go after them. They attack their families, their friends, and even their work. These trolls have even made it to where I cannot get a regular job. And I know they say like, oh, yes, you can. Unfortunately, that's not the case. You see, a couple years ago, one of my best friends died from somebody lacing his weed with heroin mixed with fentanyl. But an incident happened a couple months prior to his death that shook me to the core. You see, he worked in a coal mine, did hard labor, worked his ass off day and night, weeks on end. Needless to say, he pulled in for the day. He went to get in his truck. and somebody had bashed out the back glass of his truck. And they left a note saying, "Fuck you, you pedophile supporter." Needless to say, his boss ended up firing him because of it. He lost his job, had to replace the back glass window in his truck, and that's why I can't get a regular job, because I know what these people would do. They would completely destroy my career there. They would probably do like they did with him and like they did with my ex Kira's ex-husband, Noah. They would call up there, harass me at work. Or they would have trolls on the ground harassing me while I'm on the job. Like literally show up there to fuck with me until I either rage out and do something and get arrested, or my boss ends up firing me. So it's not that I don't want to get a regular job to save up, to rebuild my career. It's that I can't. And every place I apply for, when they go to do the background checks, they don't want to hire me because of how vicious and evil and manipulative and vile these people are. And honestly, I can't say I blame them. You know, people say a lot of fucked up things about me. But the thing that these people don't realize is that when I'm behind that wheel and I'm driving and I'm racing and I'm doing my job and I'm doing what I love, it's not just about me. You see, my older brother got me into racing through the Fast and Furious movies at a very young age. Needless to say, I got hooked. And eventually I got my first GameCube, where I discovered the love for racing and other styles of racing through the game of Need for Speed Underground 2. Needless to say, my training then began, which is what would lead me into doing Forza Horizon 4, then 2, then 3, then going back to 1, and more recently playing number 5. Needless to say, all this stuff that's happened, it's ruined a lot of my life. These people, their ultimate goal is to see me homeless. That's what they want from me. Their ultimate goal that they will not tell anybody is to wait things out until my mom passes away in 20 plus years and make it to where I end up homeless. That way they can have me murdered. And I know it sounds wild, but that's what they want. They want to murder me after my mom passes away. They want to make me homeless so I cannot have a house of my own, to where I cannot have a car of my own, where I have no career, where I can't do anything. And I can tell you guys right now, you don't know how much I miss being behind the wheel, earning a living, doing what I absolutely enjoy more than anything in the world. Whether I'm behind the wheel or behind the trigger on games like Call of Duty or Fortnite, it's what I love. It's what I do best. It's what I'm best at. It's the one thing that brings me joy in life. If I'm not behind that trigger, you can bet your ass that I'm fucking cruising out with my friends on games like Forza Horizon 4, Forza Horizon 5, getting sideways with friends on CarX Drift Racing Online, competing in Formula Drift events, competing in Top 32 Drift events, and just having fun. For me, it's not about being the best. For me, driving, for me, isn't just about being the top driver in the world. No. For me, I do it for two reasons. For the love of motorsports and to keep my brother's memory alive. My brother is the one that inspired me to start racing. And I would love to get back into it. But the problem is, after what happened recently, my family doesn't trust anyone to send me anything anymore. At least not electronics-wise. Because what people don't know is a couple days ago, we received an Xbox that I plugged into the wall thinking it was brand new. And it short-circuited our breaker box downstairs and cut our electricity for over 10 minutes. And the spark was so huge that it almost caught our house on fire. Thankfully, the spark that shot out dissipated right as it hit the ground. Thankfully, it hit the wood floor and I stomped it out before anything happened. And I know everything I'm saying sounds wild and crazy, and I know it sounds out there. But if you do your digging and you do your research, you'll actually see that everything that has happened to me is real. It's very, very real. And honestly, I wish it wasn't. I wish to God that it wasn't real. I wish that I could go back to a normal life where I was doing what I love, living out one of my dreams of being a pro streamer and a full-time sim racer. And just doing gaming in general. I miss it. Right now, I am running on nothing but 2 Chromebooks, a cell phone, and a tablet. That's all I'm running on. I don't have anything else. I have nothing other than 2 Chromebooks, one of which is barely hanging on by one hinge and a few screws and some makeshift duct tape made out of stickers. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you. Here's my phone. I want to show you guys how bad it is for me. If you guys don't see that, that's my setup. A Chromebook from 2015 that barely runs. Hanging on by one hinge, held together by stickers, and a few screws on the bottom. That's what I've been left with.
Tourists on their own, not really big.
That's what I have been left with. Nothing more than that. And I want to put out good, solid content. I do. I would love to start putting out content again. I would love to start collaborating with streamers again and, collaborating with friends again on videos and having a good time. I would love to be able to do that again so badly. But unfortunately, I can't. Because I don't have a proper setup. Neither of my computers work. They're both destroyed. My Xboxes, both of them are bricked. Shut out entirely. Neither of them work at all. My family, we're just barely getting by on bills. My family can't afford a new setup for me. At all. And I know the trolls are going to sit here and they're going to laugh and they're going to poke fun. It is what it is. I have no gaming console. At all. The last time I got to hang out with any of my friends on any kind of gaming console was back in March of this year. And that was when I had my PC. That's when I was competing on a regular basis in Cyraxx Drift and doing gaming like Call of Duty through my Microsoft account. Which, like I said, because of these people, I don't have anything. My family's not rich. We're barely getting by on bills. We can barely afford to pay payments for doctor's bills. We can barely afford to pay rent each month. And it seems like everything I try to do to make money, these trolls either mass report me, steal what I'm doing to make money for themselves, or they do what they can to scare the people off that are trying to help me. And I can tell you right now that if I was given a fair shot, if I was given a very fair shot to make my dreams happen again, I would take it serious. If I had the proper setup and I was told that I have 1 year without anybody interfering, without anybody getting in the way, without anybody doing anything to interfere with my content and what I'm doing and what I'm trying to build, if you told me I had 1 year to hit 1,000 subscribers and to start making money again, I would take that very seriously and I would make it happen. But there would have to be certain things that could not go on. I could not be allowed to be fucked with by the trolls. I cannot have the trolls do anything to interfere at all whatsoever. They would have to be out of the picture. They would not be allowed to interfere in any way at all. They would not be allowed to sway anything that I do. They would not be allowed to try to micromanage my subscriptions, my subscribers. They would not be allowed to do anything to be involved at all with me as a content creator. Because, back when I was doing streaming on Twitch, I thoroughly took everything I did seriously. That was my job. From the moment I woke up in the morning at 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, whether I was streaming or getting stuff set up for the next day or releasing short form content or releasing long form content, I took my job very serious. And I still do. And it kills me that I can't do my job that I loved so much, that I fought for so many fucking years to have happen. I do apologize for that, everyone. As you can see, this is another one of their attempts at doing a DDoS attack on me. What you guys just witnessed for those few minutes is what they do. They said they're in DDoS attacking when I am telling the absolute truth and exposing the bullshit that they do. But like I said, I take my job very seriously. And all I want is a fair fucking chance to show that I am very capable of making a living at what I love and what I enjoy. I want to show that I have the potential and the drive to be one of not only the best streamers in the world, but one of the best content creators that is not fake. I want to show that I have what it takes to be able to reach that height that I was once at. I want to reach that summit again. I want to do good again so bad. But I need help getting there. Now, granted, a lot of you guys might not be able to get a hold of me for a week because I'm banned on Facebook for messaging for a week. But I'm very serious about this. This is not a ha-ha, joke around, funny time stuff. No. I take what I do serious. And I know a lot of trolls are probably going to talk shit and hate on me or whatever, and that's fine. I don't care about what they say. I really don't. What I care about is getting my career back that I once had. Getting back my normal life that I once had. That's what I care about. I care about making my career a career again. I care about making a living doing what I love to do again. That's what I care about. Because I've never had so much passion or drive for anything in my entire life. You know, my entire life I got bullied growing up. My entire life I got bullied. But let me tell you, when I found out that I can do streaming as a career and that I can make very real money from it, I took it serious. I knew it's what I wanted to do. I knew that being a YouTuber and being a streamer, that's what I wanted to do. Because of not only the fact that I wouldn't have to worry about, answering to anybody, but I could choose my own hours. I could do what I want. And I could live out my dreams. And I could use gaming and sim racing as that medium. My entire life for the past, since 2018, when I started streaming, I truly enjoyed every moment of what I did. I truly enjoyed the community that I was building, the people that I got to work with. And here we go again with another DOS attack. And people say that me being a beloved figure on the internet is off the table. I don't think it is. I'm telling you right now, if I was given a fair fucking chance to do what I want to do with my life, I could make it happen. I could genuinely make it happen. But I need help getting there. I need the help of anybody who is willing to help my family out, to help me out, to help me rebuild the career I once had, to help me rebuild my future that I fought so fucking hard for. Because I know I can make it if given a fair chance, with no troll interference, nobody coming after me, nobody mass reporting me falsely, nobody trying to sway my career by trying to micromanage my shit by liking, then unliking, subscribing, and unsubscribing, and doing that shit. I know that I can do it if given the fair chance. See, people sit here and they say that my chances are gone. No, they're not. They're very much still alive. And I will fight tooth and fucking nail for it. I will fight as long as I have to make it real. So I'm asking anybody out there that actually and genuinely believes in what I'm doing, get a hold of me. I don't care if it's by email, Discord. I don't care if you gotta go through my friends to do it. If anybody out there is willing to help me rebuild my career back up to where it was, and to help me shut out the trolls entirely so I can focus and do my job, get a hold of me. Because I want to get my life back on the right track. I want to take back the life that was stolen from me. I want to take back the career that I was robbed of, the life that I was robbed of by these manipulative, evil, psychotic people. These people are not good people, ladies and gentlemen. They are very evil, and they will do whatever it takes to make sure their goals are achieved. They don't care if they have to DDoS attack. They don't care if they have to go after family, friends, job. They don't care. These people have no morals. They have no boundaries. But me, I'm just a guy that wants to make his dreams real again. I'm just a guy that wants to live his life, to make an honest living doing what I truly enjoy again, to be able to build that community of like-minded people that are genuinely good people. That's what I want for myself. Every day I wake up wondering, is today going to be the day that I get my life back? Is today going to be the day that somebody steps up and helps out? Is today going to be the day that I finally am free from this hell? Is today going to be the day that I'm finally freed from this prison that I've been stuck in for the last 6 fucking years? Those are things that go through my head every day. You know, people say that it's over for me and this and that and the other. No, it's not. I just need the right team of people to get behind me, to help me. That isn't afraid of these trolls, that isn't afraid of what they can do, isn't afraid of what they're capable of. I need real people that will really support and back me up and help me out to take back my life, to help me getting a brand new setup again like I used to have, to where I could start doing things again, to where I could start building my career back up, to where I could start working again. You know, I might not have money, but there is one thing I do have: talent, skill. Skill behind the wheel, skill behind the trigger and the controller. And that's not something that you can buy, ladies and gentlemen. That's not something that you can go to Walmart's and buy for $5.95 off the shelf. You are born with talent. You are taught skills. You are taught how to refine those skills. Me, I wasn't handed anything. I worked my ass off tooth and nail to get to where I was. I worked harder than anyone on the planet to get to where I was. While every other fucking YouTuber and streamer was sleeping, I was putting in hard work. While the trolls were attacking me, I was putting in work. While the trolls were sleeping, I was putting in work. I was churning out more videos than most do in an entire week. I was putting out 4, 5, 6 videos a day, working my ass off, loving what I was doing, absolutely enjoying what I was doing. But then, like I said, because of these trolls, my career got yanked away from me. It got stolen from me because they don't want to see me make a living. They would rather make me homeless so they can laugh at me before they kill me. That is their ultimate goal, is to make me homeless so that they can murder me by hiring somebody. And you know what would happen? Nobody would think twice about it. I mean, who just cares about some homeless guy getting murdered, right? That's their goal, is to make me homeless so that they can literally hire somebody to kill me. Because that's their goal, is because they want me dead. Because they couldn't get me in trouble and have me locked up and arrested and have me murdered in prison. Because that was their goal, is to have me locked away and then hire an inmate to have me killed while I was in prison. So when I went to jail and I got out, not only did I dodge a lengthy jail sentence, I dodged a death sentence. And because I dodged that death sentence of jail, now they're trying to do this shit by having me become homeless so they can have me murdered that way. And ain't nobody gonna think twice about it. I have more talent in my little pinky than most people are ever born with. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. I'm not saying that to be like, oh, look at me, I'm a talented motherfucker. No. I'm saying that because I actually take my skills seriously. My skill behind the wheel, my skill behind the trigger with games like Call of Duty and Fortnite, my skills behind the wheel with games like Dirt Rally 2.0, Forza Horizon 5, Cyraxx Drift Racing Online, Need for Speed. My talent for creating artwork and turning it into full-blown animation, creating music, doing what I love. That's what I want to get back to. All I want is to get my life back that I was robbed of. These trolls have stolen my life away from me, and I want to get it back. I know that I'll never get those years back that I was robbed of. I'm aware of that. But it's still not too late for me to take back my life and make a living again. But like I said, I need help. I need help reclaiming my life. I need help getting these trolls out of my life for good, to where I never have to worry about them ever again. I shouldn't have to deal with this. I should be behind the wheel, behind the controller, doing streaming, creating content, and living life and having fun. I should be traveling the world right now, doing collaborations with some of the biggest streamers on the planet. But instead, I'm stuck here in my room every day, wishing and wondering when it's all going to change. And to anybody that does truly support me, this is why I need your help. I need the help of everybody that is willing to help me. I need the help of everybody out there that is willing to go out of their way and help me no matter what. Because I want to get my life back. I want to show and to prove to not only myself, but to the trolls and to the fucking world that I have what it takes to make it again, to make it a living again. So to anybody out there that can truly and genuinely help me, find a way to get a hold of me. Whether it be through Discord, email, or any of my friends. If anybody out there can truly and genuinely help me to either put a stop to these trolls for good, or can help me get my life back on track and help me get a brand new setup, both PC and console wise, let me know. Get a hold of me through email, Discord. My text now number is probably out there. Y'all can reach out that way. You know, you guys can reach out to me by email. Just somebody. Just somebody that's willing to help me would mean the world to me. Because like I said, being a streamer and a content creator, it's not just a job for me. It's honestly what I love. It's what I enjoy. I enjoy bringing smiles to people's faces when they're having a bad day. I enjoy people helping forget about their problems that they deal with in the outside world. I enjoy reminding people that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I enjoy helping to inspire people to become streamers themselves or to create their own kind of content. But I need help getting there so I can make that happen. So if anybody out there that's a supporter sees this, I hope and pray that you guys find a way to get a hold of me. It's time to make a difference. It's time to make the end of 2025 my year to put an end to all this and take my life back. And it's time to make 2026 my year to be successful. To take back my life fully once again. So to anybody out there that sees this, that is not a troll or a hater, to anyone out there that is legitimately a fan, a supporter, get a hold of me. Any way that you can. Whether it be by email, Discord, or any of my friends. Get a hold of me, please.